Hi everybody, I'm Megan Gillespie, and these are my two amazing friends. This is Stephen Lancaster, who is an incredible singer and pianist and works at...
University of Notre Dame.
That's right. And then this is Dr. Jeremiah Convento, who works at Santa Monica College and also runs Selby Studios, and he teaches voice and conducting there. And today we're just gonna chat in Cherry Grove to you about some things that we have heard online that you have questions about. And that's what we're doing. That's it.
Yay.
Woot. So, what is your favorite word to sing?
I guess I'll have to say love.
Why love?
Because I love love.
Aww.
I love the word love. Two semi-occlusions, begins and ends. Ooh. And I love the
Wait, what's an occlusion?
Semi-occlusion.
What's a semi-occlusion?
It's where you partially close the front of your vocal tract, so your mouth, or you put, so partial closure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Partial closure.
Mm-hmm.
But
Which
you're
is
still
also
getting
an
sound and air. SOVT.
Yeah, an SOVT exercise, but you still get sound and air. Oh, very
Yeah.
interesting. I like that. Okay, love. All right, what's yours?
Watermelon, because I forget the words all the time.
You actually do. I understand. I have many a time sung the word watermelon over and over and over again on stage. I've just been like, watermelon. Yes. Why were we told that that's the word we're supposed to sing?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's just a lot of different shape moves. Watermelon. And so, like,
Watermelon.
in a quick succession, so it looks like you're doing something interesting with the mouth.
Yeah, also.
That's what I thought.
All those vowels are like
yeah.
nondescript, right?
Yeah.
Watermelon.
Watermelon, yeah.
Watermelon.
They're mostly schwas.
So you can almost pretty much sing watermelon and it'll sound like you're singing whatever you're supposed to.
It's like a bunch of schwas.
Yeah.
And, except
Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Oh my god, we just discovered something.
And they're all voiced consonants if you just do the water instead of water.
Yes, oh, they are.
Watermelon. Oh.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Stephen
And
knows
you
what's
get a
up.
glide in there?
What? Yes, we get to sing an ooh because ooh always precedes W.
We're nerd now.
We are facts.
No,
Yes.
y'all are.
That's literally why we're doing this, because people are interested in our nerding out, which, whatever. We're glad you're here.
Yeah. Watermelon.
Watermelon. Facts. Okay.
Watermelon.
So if you didn't know, you're supposed to sing the word watermelon when you forget the words to your song and you just sing the melody on the word watermelon, and then you will eventually remember them again.
Courtesy of Selby Studios.
Boom. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, what's your favorite word to sing in another language? Because we all sing in other languages, we're classical musicians. Yeah.
I gotta say love again. Amore, amour,
Amor,
amor,
amore.
liebe.
Liebe. Oh yeah.
They're
that's
all
always a good
they're
one
all
in German.
lovely.
That is a good one.
Lovely.
Yeah.
But that's me.
I mean, I like the word no, because a lot of languages have that word.
Just like no.
Just
no.
negative
It's
in a
negative.
word.
Well-
That's the opposite of love.
No, it's just like so articulate. No, right? And it's easy to sing, and it's simple, and almost every language has that word.
Yes.
Easy to sing, but hard to say.
Why? So to say
I
no?
find it hard to say no. Does no one else have that problem?
No.
I relate very, very deeply.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know, as someone who teaches like mostly women and LGBTQ and trans people, like teaching people to say the word no is a whole other like aspect of what I do. And so I appreciate you bringing that up and being like, actually saying the word no is really hard for me. And I actually think that a lot of performers struggle to just say like, oh no, I can't do that, and I think the other thing I train people to do is not to say no and instead to find the options as well.
Yeah.
But then also like, you know, to keep people safe who are LGBTQ and women, like we definitely need to learn the word no, and we need to learn how to say it in a way, unfortunately, for the world that we live in a way that doesn't mean we're going to be hurt or put ourselves in danger, which I'm sure
Right.
you've
Or
experienced as well.
put us in a position where we might be perceived as less than because of saying,
Or mean, or a diva. Yes. Yes. Okay, what is your go-to vocal warm-up? Meaning like for your voice, not for your students.
I really love singing through a straw, or I'll use my fingers sort of as like a kind of a straw feeling. And,
Can you show me?
Like,
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of like
okay.
blowing down my finger through both sides of the lips and going to an oo vowel. Really oo vowel sort of things.
Well, I don't use this one very much. Yeah, this is a good one.
I like it.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, I like anything that lets me slide through the registers and move my air. So a lip trill or even an NG.
NG.
Totally, I love
Because that
NG.
also allows me to open the jaw and get it free. And then that's one of my go-tos, like if I just need a quickie. And then if I need something a little bit more expansive.
Sorry, a quickie.
Yeah, I knew that was the wrong word as soon as it came out of my
A
mouth.
quickie warm-up.
Mhm.
Okay, anyway, yeah, I'm listening.
We are in Cherry Grove.
We are in Cherry Grove.
We are.
But I also really like something that lets my voice open up. So I like a 5, do re mi fa sol fa mi re do a couple times, then up to the 9 and back down, so it gets me through my range, and just kind of move that through a few vowels and just do flexibility and freedom in the full range, and that also is a comforting one for me.
So you're talking about like
Yeah. And then maybe changing the vowel in the middle, like Z.
One of my favorite ones when I was learning coloratura was Z. And I just love that one because it's like easy. It was like teaching my breath to work really well. But I will say that like playing that on the piano for other people is really hard. So anyway.
So can I give you a trick for that?
Yes.
Don't play every note.
Yeah.
Play either every 5th note or every 3rd note. And then it's just chords. And then it's just chords if you do it every 3rd.
That's a good idea.
So there are certain keys that I can play all the notes when I do the fast coloratura exercise, and other ones I just do like do 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 do. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, love that. I think one of my favorite vocal warm-up exercises is this one, and forgive me for spitting on everyone.
Yes.
I
raspberry.
love,
All the time.
but it's not the raspberry. The raspberry is isn't it? Oh wait.
That is the
Yes,
raspberry.
it is.
Yeah, where you're vibrating
Love
your
that.
tongue against
Right?
your lip.
Yes.
Love it.
I have students who cannot do this. Like their tongue is not relaxed enough to do it. Or we're gonna bleep out her name, but it's
Oh yeah.
from
Of course.
And like this poor young lady, like she's so tight. She sings like everything really far backwards. So her tongue actually like depresses onto her vocal cords, and it makes it so that like her voice is constantly breaking. And so I was like, oh, let's do this. She could not do it. Like there was it was physically not possible for her to just go. She couldn't do it. It was really interesting. Anyway, that's my favorite because I also have tongue tension and TMJ. Yay.
Yay.
Okay. Ooh, What is your favorite vowel to sing?
You want me to go first? Don't you? My favorite vowel to sing is E.
Why?
I can ring pretty much in my middle and higher range on an E. The only exception is when I start going up higher and really extreme high range, and then I want it to more modify to an But otherwise, the E vowel I could sing on all day. And honestly, I believe everybody has a favorite vowel. They just haven't necessarily discovered it. And I also believe that favorite vowel can change. So right now for me, it's the E vowel. And whenever I'm struggling with placement, like if somebody says, oh, that sounds dark, or that sounds like it's not matching, I immediately sing an E, and then I tailor the E to move the E towards the vowel that I'm actually supposed to be singing. and it works like a charm. And I think, you know, knowing that is like half the battle. Knowing your bias of what vowel rings best for you is a great starting place. So I love E right now, and it might change tomorrow. I'm sorry, other vowels, you are not excluded.
But I think what you said is so true, like, and that's why voice teachers are often like, please sing, you know, all the vowels when you do warm-ups and when you're working through songs. Like, we say all the time, like, sing your songs on the different vowels.
Please do that, by the way. Please follow our directions.
It does.
Please follow our directions. We're not nuts. Like, this has worked for hundreds of years. And you know that what we were just talking about, like singing your songs or singing your phrases on vowels, on the different vowels, is all based in bel canto technique, which is, you know, as we know, the oldest form of singing. Bel canto literally means beautiful singing, and we are all well versed in that technique. But finding the vowel that works best for you is so important for the rest of your voice, for your songs. For me, I feel like it's helped me pick repertoire. Because like I'm like, oh, I can sing this, but now this like one little part or these three little parts, I'm thinking about one specific aria, like doesn't work well, and then I sing it on ah, which is my favorite vowel, and I'm like, oh, okay, everything now has to be in that ah space for those phrases. You all use that phrase a lot, right? The sing it in the whatever space, like sing this phrase in the ah space, sing this word in the ah space or in the e space.
Yeah, depending on the student and how that resonates with them, but yeah, for
Can
sure.
you guys talk about that, like what that means to you? Sing, like if I said to you, oh, would you sing this in the e space?
I don't use the word space. Usually I'll say it the shape, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use that all the time, sing it in the X space, and it's usually based on what I found is the best vowel for that singer to kind of help unlock. And for me, is like almost good for me, but a schwa, like an English is like, it's so easy.
Wait, an English one?
Well, the English schwa, there are many English schwas, but the general, kind of the neutral feeling helps me just under-articulate, because I always over-articulate, and it just relaxes really everything, and then I'm like easy, and I can go. Or the French OE schwa, because I feel like it's closer to the rounded vowels, and the tongue's a little more forward, so I feel like I can go to any vowel from that place really easily. But I usually start with the English schwa, go to the French, and then I can navigate from there. But that's just me.
No, I think that's a really brilliant thing, because you're like finding the central point. And you're focusing on making that really comfortable for you, and then from there you pivot to anything. It's so strategic. I love it.
Yes, it is very strategic. Yes, I love that you said that, because I feel like that's like so much of what we do is like being strategic about our singing, and like how we're producing sound, how comfortable it feels being strategic, so that we're not overdoing the sound or under-producing sound. Okay, wait, I have a question. Oh. Can you both please, when you say the word schwa to a student who's never heard that word before, how do you describe it? What do you say?
I would just say it's the sound of an unstressed vowel. I definitely work with my students from the beginning to look at language, look at how stress works within a language, whether there is stress, what it means, and then when you have an unstressed vowel, notice whether or not that changes the quality of the vowel, and in English it definitely does. It kind of reduces it. It's just not as clear. But schwa really is kind of different in different languages.
Oh yes.
Well, and even within the same language, it's different. So like you say unstressed, but there are examples of stressed schwas. Like the word above has an unstressed schwa and a stressed schwa sound.
I would say it's a stressed sound.
Right. Yeah. But I mean,
So,
that's also
I
like
see what you're
semantics because
It's
that's
the
how we draw it, right? It's how you write it. It's not the actual sound.
No,
Yeah.
well, I disagree because linguistically, a schwa as a concept is just unstressed vowel. The sound of it changes, so the sound of that particular is the
This is
but
an
that
interesting
the sound
conversation.
is not schwa. It's just something we say schwa, and I
So-
said schwa. But what I should say is my favorite vowel is the
Mm.
UH.
Yes, which he's putting
carrot.
his hands together because it is literally when you draw it in IPA, which is not the beer, the International Phonetic Alphabet. It looks like this on when you draw it on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So edit. My favorite vowel is schwa is another thing.
Yes, but
well, sorry.
no, I love that you're saying that. Let's go.
Well, I just want to add to the conversation that, like, when you talk to a linguist and they talk about schwas, it's not just that schwas are pronounced differently in different languages, it's that there are different representations of how those schwas are pronounced. So you talk to a linguist who's really into it, and there are schwas that are closer to an a schwa that's closer to an a schwa that's closer to an i, a schwa that's closer to an o.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have schwas that are adjacent to every one of the 5, like, what we call Latin or Italianate vowels
Mm-hmm.
that we think of as anchors in a lot of bel canto singing. And so whether they're stressed or unstressed, the thing that holds them all in common is that they are kind of so nondescript that you have to attach them to something that is describable that
Yes.
we all know.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
And
otherwise it's
that's
like
the commonality. And so that's why it's hard for someone who doesn't know what is a schwa and how do we describe that. It's really hard to describe. You've got kind of just got to learn by osmosis and time and
Mhm.
experience. Like,
I always tell my students, I'm like, because I teach mostly children, and teenagers, I'm like, it's a non-committal vowel.
yes.
You have not committed to a vowel. And I also teach mostly like pop and pop-oriented musical theater, and like I'm like the diction queen when it comes to pop music. And so like that, like understanding that a schwa is actually really going to help your pop diction when you sing pop music.
Mhm.
Most people over-enunciate. Oh, it was Besso. I was like, is it a fox? No,
No,
it
it
was
was
Besso.
just basil.
It was just bass. So, knowing like, oh, if I use a schwa on this word, like the word to, T-O, right, in pop music, we really don't enunciate that word because it's a function word. It's not important to the language.
Yeah.
It's not something that you need to be like, I need you, audience, to hear this word to. Instead, we use ta.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I'll sort of like split hairs with, in just with my familiarity with French,
Yes?
is that the French concept of schwa is really a concept of being unstressed. But to an English mouth, non-committedness is difficult to put with that because the French schwa is so clear and so consistent and
This is
so
true.
exact and so matching in quality and position in their mouths with the OE that is stressed that it's an unstressed but still pure vowel.
Yes.
So it
May I ask
It
you
is
a
a
question
committed
about
vowel.
this?
it is committed in a way, but it is unstressed. It's
May I ask
clear.
you a question about this?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I hear a lot of singers doing is in French, particularly, especially at the highest levels, in their diction, their articulation of vowel sounds, their schwas tend to lean in the direction of whatever vowel comes before and after.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a thing?
That should not happen.
Okay.
Oh, I was taught to do that.
No. That's,
This is interesting because I also was taught
no.
that way, and so
Yeah.
can
No.
you speak more about this?
So
please?
French does have vocalic harmonization, but that
What does
has
that mean?
where you have a closed or a closed a vowel preceded by an open e vowel, where the preceding one does harmonize towards the closed one and becomes a little more closed.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
those are e and a cognates. They're not the schwa
So the schwa is always pure.
However,
Okay.
the OE and the cognates, the more
Yeah.
close, when you have a stressed preceded by an open the open does, it technically does become more closed. But neither of those is linguistically a schwa. They are distinct open and closed versions of the OE. The schwa in French is really only, I think technically, it's spelled with an E in certain unstressed positions.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So it's its own thing.
Interesting.
Different from that vocalic harmonization.
Okay.
Is what I was taught.
Really fascinating. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I want to be done now talking about French because I'm getting trauma over my French and how many times I have to sing harmony.
We all have our trauma.
By the way, y'all, I was performing the other night, doing a run through with Steven. He just laughed out loud at my French.
I didn't laugh out loud.
Which is why I asked him, because I'm like, I need to learn everything
know.
from this man as possible.
I did correct very loudly, but I didn't laugh.
Maybe that was.
Did I laugh?
Maybe that
It was in
me
your
that
head.
laughed.
Yeah.
I laughed in my head. I felt laughter.
No, I oh my God, I respect your French so much. You sing it brilliantly. No, the only reason I said that. The only reason I said it was because it was just like this one single vowel that was
fucked up.
was wrong. But that's fine. It's an easy
wrong.
mistake. It was an easy
incorrect.
mistake. It was an easy mistake to make.
And I love how we made this all about ourselves, Megan. We're such
1,000%.
singers. We are
My God, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
My ego is
Well,
the biggest
Well,
thing
you
in
started
this room
talking
right
about
now.
trauma. So then he had to bring up me correcting him.
That was not related, but yes, that is funny.
Oh my God.
Perfect segues. We are good at segues.
No, we are.
So now about your trauma.
Yes,
all right.
doctor.
So, yeah, no. What is your least favorite vowel to sing?
E.
Why?
I don't know. I have worked on my E, God knows, so much in so many different parts of my voice, and I literally think that my muscles, my tongue and jaw muscles, were not made to sing a pure E. And I have really had to learn to disassociate the sound of E in my ear from the feeling of E in my mouth in order to find a functionally free E. It's very crazy making.
Can you say that again? So you dissociate how it feels in your mouth from what it sounds like in your ear?
The sound of a pure E in my ear, and as I say it, E, what I am trying to get in terms of my own ear, my tongue and mouth cannot make that sound without too much tension in the root of my tongue and in my jaw, and so I have to sort of adjust and free up, and then what I arrive at, and people say, oh yeah, that's good enough for an E, I'm like, but that doesn't sound like E to me.
Yeah.
And so I've just had to learn. So it's really hard to match the target. I don't know what it is physiologically and orally, it's just really hard for me.
Wow.
That's really interesting. Mine's ooh.
Mine is too.
Really?
I hate ooh.
I hate ooh.
I hate it because I'm either too dark or too bright, or like
it feels
I can't
stuck.
It always feels stuck to me unless I'm like above a middle C, and then I'm great.
Oh, interesting.
Like I bet you in your lower register your ooh
Ooh's
is
fine.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Because that's where we kind of match the female register and male registers match, and that's like a naturally resonating vowel in that mid range.
Oh, that is so fascinating. Yeah, I can't even sing ooh like a real ooh like above a D, above high C.
Yeah, I hate ooh.
Yeah, ooh.
Ooh's hard.
But ooh, you are still included.
Ooh, you are welcome to the party. Just go sit away from me.
Well, the base color of basically all vowels is ooh.
Ooh, yes.
But it's so low, we're not listening for it.
Yeah.
And we can't. It's very hard to connect.
You're right about that.
So when you say the base color of all vowels is ooh, explain that like I'm a 5-year-old and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so vowels are really they're like timbre. So we
what
know
is timbre?
Timbre
big
is
words for a 5-year-old, Stephen.
Timbre is the character of sound that is not about duration or pitch. it's like the color. It's the color of sound. It's
dimension.
the dimension.
Sound.
It's the different harmonics that are being louder in the sound that then create the unique color. So that's how we know the difference between a clarinet and a trumpet. On the same pitch, we hear different harmonics being expressed. So that's the timbre. So vowels are timbres. And what they are is we're moving our mouth to a different instrumental position to tune to different timbres so that we can hear that different timbre. And so there's like a bass timbre, like a lower color, and then there's a higher timbre, which is a higher color. And the bass timbre for basically all the vowels, if you isolate it, is just ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And then the higher timbre for E is very, very high and sounds like an E, and then A sounds like an A, and then Ah sounds like an Ah, and then O kind of sounds like an O, and then, but O and Oo are so low that they're getting close to Oo.
Mm-hmm.
So we hear more the lower timbre for them, but the E, A, A are the higher timbres.
So I'm in my mind, I'm remembering this image of somebody's, like, when they cut the face in half and have all the vowels all over your mouth, right? That's what's like coming to my brain.
Yeah.
If I have time, I will post that here on this video. Yeah, so that you can all see that too, because we all use that so much. Great. What's one vocal technique you use all the time for yourself?
I would say for me, it helps me to think of like the inner smile,
Yes.
like the
bite of the apple.
like thinking of lifting and widening my soft palate and feeling the energy of like laughing or smiling, like that, just
sobbing.
Oh. Yeah.
I like that.
I like that too. That's good. For me, if I'm ever struggling with openness, with placement, with even connecting to breath, I always go to the NG because it helps me to fix all three of those in one fell swoop. It helps me match subglottic pressure with resonance above, space above. It really makes singing efficient. And that's really what we need in order to be good at what we do. We need to be able to sing long term. We need to be able to make it easy, and we need it to sound good. And to me,
consistent and efficient.
Yeah, consistent and efficient. NG. And then I can open that to any vowel, and that helps me not lose too much of the color.
Can we all just say an NG right now? Okay. So actually,
opening that to the vowel is what really helps me.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I love going from vowel to NG.
Yeah, and
that'll free up any vowel, like
back and forth.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
So when because I've had this trouble, I teach English as a second language professionals and singers as well through Conversational English Pro. And when I'm doing that and I'm like, say an NG sound, sometimes people have no idea what I'm talking about. Or they say instead an N.
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you guys what I use, but then I want to know what you use to get people to say an NG. So I use the word hung all the time. I'm like, say the word hung, and they go hung, and then I say, now hang out on the NG. So hung.
Absolutely.
What do you all do?
100%. That's exactly what I do.
Oh, you do?
In fact, I got this from you, the exercise hung, 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 oh.
Which I got from Judy Hutt.
Which you got from Judy Hutt. Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that exercise really focuses on that NG, and it actually bridges middle range to low range. And you can do that in a way like that helps you to really focus the tone, and instead of swallowing the tongue as you go down, you get a more medial position of the tongue as you go down to the note. Hung, hung, oh.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So, like low notes, especially that struggle to speak, that really helps. And that NG, exactly I use that with every, not even with English speakers, because a lot of them don't understand what an NG is.
Yes.
So just having them experience that, and they're like, oh, okay, I get it.
There it is.
I personally, I like my NG to feel a little more forward in the mouth to encourage like just the feeling of getting the tongue out of the throat more or out of the back. So I usually teach it with sing or ring to associate with the I position, which just gets the tongue high and forward, which which tends to clarify and get the formant or the higher harmonics of the vowels higher and brighter, which makes it easier to understand the vowels.
And I use that in choir all the time,
Yeah.
but I put a Z in front of it, so zinga 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 zar,
It's great.
zing 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 zar.
Yeah.
To really get that forward placement, because a lot of them want to just swallow the
Swallow
sound.
the sound, yeah. I remember I came in and subbed for your choir once, and I was like, what does he have y'all do for a warm up? They're like zinga zinga zinga. I was like, let's go, let's go.
That's a great one.
We are zinga zinga zinga-ing it up. Okay.
And it matches with Sheldon in his word bazinga.
Oh yeah.
So if you have like people who like resonate with a Sheldon Cooper, you know, Big Bang Theory reference.
Big Bang Theory, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And also the show Sheldon. Like, yeah,
And the show,
this
Young
whole
Sheldon.
show.
Yeah.
I do a lot of breathing exercises as like my favorite vocal techniques, and I think that as you go,
It's so somatic.
Can I just say that like this is just my experience as like a TBB voice or lower voice as opposed to higher voices.
tenor, baritone, bass.
And also working a lot with, I've worked very closely with sopranos, teachers who are sopranos, higher voices, and teaching them, that I do think that the way that sopranos and higher voices experience their air and the way that lower voices experience their air is just slightly different in general.
How?
Because the higher voices, first of all, their vocal folds are vibrating real fast, so it's using a lot of air, but also it doesn't need as much pressure to get the vocal folds to vibrate, and so it's just a slightly more flow dominant, use a lot of air and flow a lot of air, and so the need to have a lot of capacity for air is huge in upper voices. So you gotta learn how to really, I gotta have that air, and I gotta be able to like let it all go. Whereas the lower voices may not actually use as much air because we just don't vibrate as high. We need a little more pressure almost. So it's like we don't need the quantity of air and the volume. We just need a little bit, enough to get it going.
This is my friend Steven.
But that's just my experience.
Yeah. And I mean, while we're on the topic of like what's different in like say tenor, I know we just went there.
Yeah.
And this wasn't a prompting question, but like when you're thinking about frequency, which is the pitch, the distance intervallically, or the distance between the frequencies of pitch in tenor bass ranges are much larger than in mezzo and soprano ranges. So the higher you go, the smaller room there is for you to move. And so the margin of error is also harder for higher voices. So the breath is so much more important in that case, because if you fluctuate too much, it's going to influence the vibrato, the breath, all of those things in a way that goes against what you're trying to work on in the breath. So you've got to, I think the breath is a much more finessed thing the higher the voice.
Yeah, I believe that.
Now, I have a question for you.
We be a little lazy about breath on the lower side. Let's just be honest. Not lazy.
I will not call myself lazy.
I'm not lazy.
There are no singers who are actually lazy.
None of us are lazy. But I will say this. I want to ask you, like, why breath for you? I mean, we probably just tried to tell you why, but that's mansplaining.
No!
Yeah. What's your
Mansplain to me while I'm asking you questions.
But what's your experience? Why do you focus on breath? And then also, are you talking about breath from like a somatic, psychological way? Are you talking about breath exercises for actual vocal technique? Because honestly, when you asked that question, I almost went to deep breathing.
Oh, interesting.
Because it helps me calm myself and everything. And so I'm curious where you were going with that, because I want to hear.
Yeah, I'm coming out with this new course called the Confident Performer Method. And in the course, there's a whole giant module on breath, because I think that what you just asked, those two things are related. So it is not just that it's somatic, and it's not just that it like actually helps you to sing or speak or whatever it is. It's that the mental and the physical are connected, and you cannot have the voice that you have or use it what did we say, consistently and efficiently
Yeah.
without the breath being part of that, because when we breathe, we put oxygen into our bodies, which puts oxygen into the bloodstream, which puts oxygen into the brain, and then our bodies work better and our brains work faster because we have more oxygen to make that happen. And so I love that y'all talked about like how, you know, the vocal folds are literally physically different in higher voices than they are in lower voices, and that's why the breath is different and used differently. But for me, it's definitely more of a mind-body connection. And also because so many performers come from some sort of trauma. I mean, you know, how many people can stand up and say, as a performer, I just love to perform. Like, yes, of course we love to perform, but more often than not, there is some sort of deep-seated issue mentally, and also physically, you know, because the body keeps the score, one of my favorite books. And having that understanding of, oh, this technique, this breath technique is going to not only help me mentally, but also physically be able to sing and perform well. Yes. Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow, that's amazing.
Rock on.
I'm on board.
Thanks. Love this. Okay. Let's see. Coffee, tea, or water before a performance? Or Jameson?
That's funny that you asked, because I think I told you.
You always take a shot.
I always take a shot before a performance.
Yes. And I'm
Always.
sober. Hi.
No, I mean, for me, right before a performance, it's not going to make a difference unless I'm like inhaling liquid into my lungs, right?
Oh, yeah.
But like whatever you drink right before is not going to affect your vocal folds.
No.
So for me, I would rather have comfort, something comforting that helps me feel good. So sometimes it's coffee, sometimes it's water, sometimes every time it's a shot of something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but didn't Pavarotti like smoke a cigar before every performance or something?
I've heard lots of
Who was the famous
stories.
singer who like used to smoke before they sang?
I don't remember it. I've heard lots of different versions of the Pavarotti story.
Yeah. And then like
Yeah.
they used to. I remember reading this once, and I don't know if it was true, but the costume designers used to have to line his pockets with. I remember this. Well, yeah, you remember too. With like saran wrap, because he
Yes.
would stick chicken in his pockets and like eat it. Well, he would turn upstage and eat and stick it back in. Dude, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Like, whatever
I mean,
sound like that.
Why not
right?
just pull out like pizza or smoke a joint or something while you're up there?
Don't smoke, don't do drugs,
No.
don't drink.
I'm
Yeah.
joking.
I know.
But they don't know.
They don't know that. So
Yeah, I mean, I generally drink water right before a performance, but yeah, at that point when you're just about to perform, it doesn't matter. I've become a little bit more focused on like, I like to suck on something like Ricola or something like
Really?
I like
Ricola?
to, yeah.
doesn't that have like Menthol? Which
Yeah, I don't know. I've just gotten used to it. I don't know, but I just like to get the juices flowing.
Oh, I love that. I missed it completely. You're like anyway,
Sorry.
get the juices flowing. Yes, welcome to Cherry Grove, everyone.
Yes, that is where we are.
So my favorite drink is pickle juice,
Mm-hmm.
but it has nothing to do. So like the brine of pickles.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do, of course, with the vocal folds because, as we know sitting here, nothing that you eat or drink ever touches your vocal folds, or your vocal cords, whatever you want to say, because that's the part of the body that goes into your lungs. So if you are putting things specifically into your body, trying to get it to go to your vocal folds, you're going to cough. That's why we cough, because your vocal folds actually go towards your lungs, not the other way. But the reason that I do pickle juice is because it's full of salt, and I always like sweat when I'm on stage. And then the other thing is I have acid reflux.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I actually need food in my stomach in order to perform well. I used to not be able to eat before I'd sing because I'd get so nervous I'd throw up. But now I know that I need like something in my body in order to be able to produce sound well, because otherwise I get acid reflux, and that does go to my vocal cords. So it goes,
It does.
yeah, up and around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
that makes sense.
Okay, shot of Jameson, pickle juice, and water. Yay.
Ricola.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ricola.
Ricola. Okay. I feel like I don't know how long we've been sitting here, so I feel like I'm gonna do the rapid fire. Okay.
Okay, and then at some point, I think it's 36 or 38 or somewhere in there that had some questions that I thought were juicy.
Gotcha.
But let's do the rapid fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
rapid
how are we
fire.
going to do the rapid fire? Like, what are the rules of the rapid fire game?
So rapid fire is like just one word, one sentence.
Okay.
Like
one
that.
word, one sentence.
Yeah.
And
just
who goes
as
first?
short as possible.
Do you just call out our name and we?
Let's go in order. So it'll
Okay.
be Jeremiah, Stephen, Megan.
And is it always going to be that way, or can
Yeah.
we switch it up?
No.
I always have to go first.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Should we make Stephen go first?
I think we should vary it.
Oh my God, he's such a control freak.
I just.
This is like one of my
It's-
best friends. I
It's
love
not
him
fair.
so much.
I just want. I want fairness.
Okay, then
But
I
rapid
will.
fire doesn't matter who goes first, because at the end of the day, you
not
shouldn't
gonna
be
change it.
listening to anyone else's answer anyway.
Okay, here we go. I'll go first.
Thank you, control freak. All right. Favorite language?
Italian.
French.
Italian. Favorite city you've performed in?
Seattle for the audiences, or Madrid. One of those two.
I have no idea.
It's a hard one.
Cherry Grove.
Cherry Grove.
I'm also gonna say Cherry Grove. We just did a performance
It was
there, and
fun.
it was stellar.
It was so
amazing.
Like
fun.
the audience was amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Favorite vocal exercise for your students?
Ming 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 ming. No 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 no.
They all know it. It's the Cuperto I learned from David Jones. Ooh. It's like a register blending exercise.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like it. Mine is ha 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 ha. Doesn't really matter what the pitches are.
Right.
It's to like get the body moving.
Connecting the
Yeah, yeah.
the breath to the I love it.
Yep. Favorite musical app or music app?
I'm not a technological person.
We all use them though.
Fourscore.
So Fourscore is an app that holds our sheet music on our iPads. You can also use it on your phone, but phones are tiny and no one can read them. And you can mark up the sheet music in Fourscore. It's one of the greatest inventions ever for us. I use it daily.
And it's also great for page turns because you can put buttons in that take you right to the page turn, even if
Yes.
it's 20 pages before.
Yep.
Absolutely, no
The
question.
links, yeah.
Fourscore.
There's amazing, yes. Okay. Favorite music app?
Fourscore.
Give me another one. You already said one.
I mean, the one I listen to music on, YouTube Music. But
Oh, okay. Mine is TE Tuner. It's a tuning app. It's got a metronome. I can't even tell you how many different things it does, but it helps me with conducting, because I am not a conductor, but I do conduct, because we all do things that we have to do.
Right.
And it's incredible. I love that thing. I would pay for it over and over and over again. Okay. Favorite performance memory?
Not because of the quality of the singing, but just because of who it was with and like how it inspired me to keep going. Right before we moved back to Spain, I was around in 8th grade. I know this is supposed to be one sentence, but it's not.
Fine.
My Aunt Linda was in town in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we were about to fly back to Spain. And she came and visited us, and we sang in my church a duet. And it just felt so special to be able to be singing in front of our church audience with her. And I'll never forget that. Like, I carried that with me until this day.
That's beautiful.
I will say pretty much every performance I do with Exogen's vocal ensemble is like a favorite.
What's Exogen's vocal ensemble?
It's an ensemble that basically the members are Black and Latinx singers, but it's part of the Sphinx organization that highlights the excellence of classical musicians who are Black and Latinx. Yeah, it's just a group of professional singers who are amazing multi-genre artists and amazing people, and it's like a family, and we do all sorts of different styles of music. It's incredible, conducted by Eugene Rogers. So I love every performance we ever get to do.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Mine is, I mean, I have, again, so many, it's hard to choose. When I first learned Messiah, my grandmother asked me to come to her church in Omaha, no. Was it Omaha, Nebraska? No, this was in Aberdeen, South Dakota. She was like, when you come and visit for Christmas, would you sing He Shall Feed His Flock for my congregation, and I will play it with you. And she did. And it was beautiful. It was before we had phones in our pockets to be able to record, so I don't have a recording of it.
Mine's on cassette tape.
Oh, that is incredible. Oh.
Yeah, and when you listen to it, you hear me introducing the song, and like right towards the end, I say, "And I pray that the Holy Spirit will help you today." And like I had this thick Southern accent, and then I went to Spain, and all that Southern accent went away.
Yeah,
just all the pure Spanish vowels
disappeared. Yes.
Wow! I want to hear that.
I gotta find it. Find it.
No, yes.
Hey, we gotta find a cassette player. Cause I don't got one.
We'll go to a pawn shop. Okay, favorite teacher.
Come back to me, please.
This is a hard one. I mean, my current teacher, who I still take lessons with, is David Jones, and I mean, just the most amazing voice teacher in so many ways, and a total inspiration for me. But I do have to say, Caroline Helton, who was my mentor at University of Michigan and my voice teacher there, just an amazing teacher, human being, and I think really just someone I aspire to be like.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question to ask you guys.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
audience participation?
Sure.
So why do you breathe through your nose when you're performing?
Oh.
Is that a totally simple question?
No, we love that question.
That's a great question.
So I'm wondering, do they want to come in for a little bit and like be a part of this?
They're
No.
all happy.
They're content.
They're
Okay.
just they're like looking at real estate and
Okay.
and everybody's like napping and but I'm excited to do it.
Mm.
And also we're gonna order pizza soon at 6:30. We're all hungry.
Great. Okay. Well, we're
We're gonna
about
wrap
done.
up.
Yeah, there's no
We're gonna do like 10 more minutes.
not rushing you, I was just giving you a heads up.
So should we interrupt for her question?
Absolutely.
So your question was, why do you breathe through your nose when you're performing?
Yes.
I would say breathing through the nose is wonderful because the nose hydrates and filters the air. So your vocal folds are happier when they get that hydrated, filtered air through your nose. And also we tend to be able to breathe more deeply. Our diaphragms go lower. We feel a fuller inhalation and a slower inhalation generally through our nose. So all of those things really help us to prepare to sing more in our bodies.
The nose is a natural filtration system. It's full of little hairs, and so when you breathe in through them,
Cilia.
Well, hello, Beso.
Beso's trying to get in.
Are you want in on? You want in on
She's
this
like,
video?
Mom's in here. I want to be in here.
Let me get on the internet.
So the little hairs filter the air that goes through the nose, and also we use a technique. I'm sure both of you do as well. That's called the breathe in something that like smells good to you.
Like
And
a
then
rose, or
or for me, chocolate, coffee. And it's always a deeper breath than when you breathe in through your mouth.
However, I do still breathe in through my mouth usually for if I have to take a quick breath.
Yes, I do
yeah,
both.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do both. Fast breaths I have to do through my mouth because I can get more air. But I also find that beginning singers. I find that beginning singers a lot of times have a lot of tension when they breathe through their nose. So I actually start with mouth breathing with beginning singers because it helps them to release the jaw, the tongue, all of that. Because for me, that freedom is more important at the beginning than all the other things that we've talked about of breathing through your nose. And then eventually the nose breathing becomes like a layer of more advanced singing, in my opinion. I want to add one more thing, and that is when I breathe in, like I'm smelling a rose or coffee or whatever your favorite thing is, it also lifts my soft palate. So a lot of singers struggle to lift the soft tissue at the roof of their mouth at the back, or they don't know how much they're capable of doing, and so that helps them to kind of explore that as well. And not only does it warm it up, but it also opens up the lift in the soft palate, which is important for getting the overtones that Stephen was talking about in all the vowels that we sing.
Oh, you have another question? Okay,
I have
go.
many questions.
Oh, we're ready.
Okay, so can you tell me about the use of vibrato in different genres, and if people use it like when they overuse it, or if there's like from a classical music perspective versus other genres?
So are you wanting us to be purists here, or do we want to talk about like the real world?
No, whatever. I mean, I don't want
I
you
want
to
to
do
talk about the
anything.
real world.
I want you to.
This is YouTube.
Yeah, I want you to respond however you as an expert would respond.
I mean, I see vibrato is usually something that happens naturally when it happens well with like a really full-bodied, energized, usually kind of loud tone. It can happen naturally. But at the end of the day, it's also stylistic. And it varies a little bit from person to person in terms of speed and all those things. So it is something that it requires a little bit of an aesthetic value judgment, and different styles want more or less of it. So you have to view it through those things and also consider the individual factors with it. I'm sort of hedging on that answer, I realize.
No, I like it, and I think that
I think that's a good, wise way to do it.
Yeah, and I think the only exception to everything that you just said is opera, where you are supposed to put vibrato on every note. There is no exception.
I agree with that, but that's why I asked her, are we being purists or not? Because even in opera, like there is a huge trend in the last 15, 20 years of straight tone into vibrato. So it sounds more, it's still the classical overtones.
Are you talking about new music? Like newer
Maybe,
written
but
music?
sometimes even at the, like when I went to the lyric opera, like I was hearing some higher voices, straight tone, yeah, into vibrato. And I'm like, is this like a stylistic choice, or is this just the way that people are being trained? And to me, like, again, I'm a purist when it comes to doing things the way that they should be done, but I am intrigued by someone being expressive and opening my ears to something different.
Yeah.
As long as it sounds good and it's healthy, like, to me, vibrato is like, it's a color, it's an aesthetic, it's an addition.
Yeah.
And so,
Not a necessity.
yeah, that's why I am hedging like Steven, because to me, there's a lot of give and take.
I mean, there's a part of vibrato too that I think I would assume came into being with just the necessity for making like a loud tone without a microphone. So you have to have enough piercing high harmonics in the tone for long enough for everyone to hear. And if you really listen to that sort of production and you create it with total non-vibration, it can get maybe a little bit physically tiring. And also to the ear, it can be abrasive to hear like, I can would sound a little more than you know, it's a little more, okay, I'm not getting the full throttle every single second. Yeah.
And I'll say one more thing with that, is that there is actually no sound that a human makes that doesn't have some form of vibrato, because all vibrato is a waver in pitch, and so there really is no true straight tone.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight.
I think that we're getting into semantics.
Yes.
But yes, you're right. Like, to maintain the same exact frequency without 1 or 2 cents,
The voice can't.
the
do
voice is not able to do that.
But also, let's be honest.
But we don't perceive that.
I know,
Like,
we
it's
don't
hard for
perceive
us to
it.
hear
We
that.
don't perceive that, and let's also be honest. The vocal folds are opening and closing, and
Yes.
and so the repetition of the pressure change of the air opening and closing is what actually is being heard as the sound, and that sound is not constant. It is technically 1, 2, 3, 4. It is technically happening over a periodicity, and the periodicity is what we perceive as pitch.
Yes.
So the pitch itself is periodicity. It is repetitions.
Yes.
So you can't even make it one.
There's no possible way.
It's like, we're getting into physics. It's like,
Yep.
Yeah.
So I heard an interview with Aretha Franklin where she talked about her like weight fluctuation, and she said that her body as an instrument, like perfect weight was, I don't remember what it was, but she said that she had this kind of sweet spot where her voice sounded the best. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I do. I'm gonna go first.
Yeah. We probably agree pretty much.
Maybe. We've never talked about this, so. I know for my own body, and I'm not saying this is for anybody else's body, when I am physically strong, so it doesn't really matter how much weight is on my body, because muscle is heavier than fat, and it doesn't matter what form this body is in. When I can lift weights, when I can bench press, when I can do yoga easily, it makes my breathing easier, which makes my voice easier to use. So it doesn't matter how much weight is on this body, it more matters how much muscle and access to that muscle that I have, and that the muscle is not tense. So what we were all taught many years ago is that you don't want to have too much muscle, because if you do, your body's tight. Well, now we know that that's not real, that's not true.
No.
You need to have a lot of muscle in the body, and you have to have access to that muscle. And the muscle has to also be able to be fluid. It has to be able to move. So you want good stomach muscles, but you also want to be able to stretch them. You have to be able to stretch the psoas. You have to stretch all of the parts of the body so that your breath works well within the body, and then your voice is easier to use.
I totally agree with that, and I would say Like for me, anchors that I look for in if my voice or anyone's voice that I'm helping, coaching or teaching, I'm looking for, is it a full voice? Is it a free voice? And is it a flexible voice? Which you spoke to just now. And so there are times when you have all this tension and you know you're holding it in your body. That might not necessarily have anything to do with the weight or the composition of your body. It has to do with... It might
be mental.
It could be mental. It could be
trauma.
The way you slept last night. It could be trauma that's being held in your body. All of those things have an impact on how free, fluid, flexible, all those things that we look for. And then the second thing is the voice changes just like the body does. So it's that knowing what your body weight is hard to even say, because the voice is constantly deteriorating just like the rest of our bodies once we get past a certain point.
It's not deteriorating.
It's not
It's
deteriorating.
just
aging. Sorry, thank you. Aging.
It's not deteriorating.
It's aging. And so the way that we then produce is also going to change with that. So the way I sing now is vastly different than the way I sang 15 years ago. And I could get away with my body being in horrible shape even though I looked way better 25 years ago.
Because I was young?
Because I was young and my voice could bounce back. So there's so many variables, I think, in the human body, and our body is the instrument. So it's great like that Aretha Franklin is thinking about like what works for her. And I think that's the right answer. Like you think about what is working for me and how do I replicate that? And if it's not working, then how do I shift? How do I pivot?
I have nothing to add to that. That's an excellent answer.
I think, well, one more thing. I think that especially as like the female voice ages, as I am going through perimenopause, thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm noticing that, you know, my skin is thinner, which means also my vocal cords are definitely thinner. My hair is doing weird things. I'm getting frozen shoulder. Just how the body is changing. My voice is definitely different. And so what I need to do to be able to produce sound in the same way or in the way that I know I need to sound now, I need to do different things with my body than I did before. And so it's not that it's better or worse or easier or harder. It's just the body needs different things to be able to produce sound at its good enough or at its best.
The thing I'll just add to that is that this is no different from what any professional athlete deals with. It's the same thing.
Singers are athletes.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. We are
100%.
Absolutely athletes.
100%.
If you know, the trainer that I work with, you know, who does professional powerlifting, she'll talk about how, you know, she's constantly adjusting to the changes in her body and she has to keep, you know, and she keeps pushing herself.
Absolutely, me too.
But, like, she also has to deal with the body that she has at that moment and make adjustments and continue learning as she's training and aging and how to be optimally able to do her best.
Yeah. One more question, then we're going to wrap up today. You got one more?
Yes, I have one more.
Okay. Is it what pizza would we like for dinner?
No, it's actually related to
this
project, but yes, that will be my follow-up afterwards. That's the postscript.
That's the important question is going to be off camera.
Yes, that'll be the appendix of all of this. Okay. So my question is about different. So you're going to have to fill in the blanks with the technical terms.
Go for it.
But like there's like the Indian or South Asian tonalities, as well as like flamenco, and there's sort of North African. Does like physically the voice kind of like, because they culturally grow up doing that, is that kind of, I don't know, I don't really know how to formulate this question, but do you kind of get what I'm getting at? Like,
yeah,
so
the human voice is used differently in different places.
Right,
and I do want to say one thing. You are sitting with 3 white presenting people.
Yes.
So I don't feel like super comfortable with any of us answering this question.
Okay, I have a different question.
But I will say that the Western music only has a certain amount of notes, whereas almost every other form of music in the world has more notes than we do.
Yeah, and I also think the way Western music addresses those things has traditionally been extended techniques,
What does extended mean?
meaning it's beyond the scope of bel canto.
Oh, yes.
And one of the things I would love is if people like us were trained to
Absolutely.
be more expansive
Yes.
and understand how the voice works in those scenarios, which puts a lot of burden on us because, you know, we've already spent all this time, but I just think it's such a valuable
Oh, 1,000%.
thing for us to learn.
Well,
Not that I can become an expert in that.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
understanding it, I guess.
different. I mean, this gets into like music across human cultures, you know, and those are questions for anthropologists and ethnomusicologists and musicologists, and people do study these things. And the thing I would say is, again, like, if you zoom out at the end of the day, you know, singing is incredibly human. I mean, that's universal. Music is also universal. But yeah, how different cultures have done those things, it's quite different. And we are really talking about Western classical singing.
This
This
is-
whole
yeah.
conversation
Our lens.
is
white,
within that. Yeah.
Very white lens. Yes. Okay.
Or
Well, no,
another way to say it would
not
be
a white lens.
Eurocentric.
Eurocentric. Yes.
Yeah.
That.
Western
But-
European.
But I would also say that's not true, because we've touched a little bit on commercial pop
Yeah,
music, which is
Heavily
basically
not white.
originating in the African American, you know, enslaved experience of spirituals
Mhm.
and then blues
Jazz
and gospel and then and also jazz and all sorts of things. So I mean, it's African, it's Caribbean, it's European, you know, it's a lot of different things. But
Anyway, we're white. We're not going to talk about that because we
But
don't have voices for
I
that.
think a lot of those answers were really good, though, in terms of referring to ethnomusicologists or anthropologists.
Yeah.
So can I have a different question
Yep.
as my last question? Okay, then my last question is, Billie Eilish really annoys Meg
No.
in her breathiness.
true.
Okay. Okay, well, I
I
won't.
mean, I don't like to listen to it, but
Right, no, but okay, that's fine. So I won't make it specific
and
to
I
Billie Eilish for
definitely hate
you.
it when every I'm doing a competition and I'm judging a competition and every pop singer comes in trying to sing Billie Eilish style instead of their authentic voice.
Well, so
Yes.
that was going to be where I was going. Is that
Okay.
I feel like in pop cultural, or even, you know, the people who rise to the top of their musical genre, they have their own signature sound, and a lot of times it has to do with their syntax or their cadence or their pronunciation or what. I mean, so I guess I wanted to ask you about when someone's trying to find their sound as an individual and not just emulate others. Like, I can only try to sing a song the way the person sang it, right? Like, I don't know how to
Find your
do
voice.
my own version or like put it in. So anyway, so is that a clear question?
Yeah.
So I want to say one thing. I get people online all the time who like get very angry with me because I post like 10-second clips of me talking to a student who is in an hour-long lesson with me over months and possibly years of their life, and this like they're getting like this much of this person's experience, and this is something I wish I could like go more deeply into, because I feel like we need to imitate others in order to find our own sound. You have to do that. But it is not the only way to find your own sound.
Yeah, I think I think we've created a monster in the industry of in order to make it, you have to have something that a producer or somebody will want to invest in. And so then everybody feels like I've got to be unique and I've got to do this. Rather than the way that I think it used to be, like, take time, hone your craft, learn how language works, learn how people's body language works, learn how the eyes work, learn how to articulate, learn how to breathe, all the skills that we work on as singers. Those things, as you build them, you just find your voice.
Yes.
And so I think what you said is really important, Megan. We now have so much at our disposal with the recordings that we have that maybe 100 years ago were less available or not even available. And so we can imitate a myriad of sounds. And that, to me, is how you find what's possible
for your own voice.
What's easiest for you. And also, you don't have to be one thing. You can be multiple things.
You should be!
When we performed in Cherry Grove, we were doing jazz, pop, musical theater, opera, Disney.
Classical music as well, not just opera, but we did classical singing, which is art song, which is a different form of singing.
And I look at that and I say that's riveting to see someone who that is their sound, to be able to do all these different things.
Yeah.
And so I think we've created this misperception that you have to be a Billie Eilish, or you have to be a Taylor Swift in your songwriting, or you have to be you. Find what you are immaculately good at and pursue it. I'm working with a student right now who's a songwriter who comes to singing by way of playing guitar and singing. And his whole thing, we've been deconstructing for 6 months, and I know from prior experience with a prior teacher that he was also deconstructing, that his whole thing was, well, I want to sound this way, and so that's what I'm trying to sound like. And time again, I had to say, stop trying to sound like
something. Yes, just sound like you.
You need to sound like you. And so we had to explore different exercises to find that. And I think sometimes it's a delusion to think that finding your sound is going to make you get big. Like, it's not necessarily going to. Having the right connections at the right moment.
There's so many factors.
There are a lot of factors.
And now it's completely different because you also need to be able to be your own branding officer.
Yes.
Like, you have to figure out, like, what avenue am I going to go down? There isn't just this one way of making money as a musician now. There's so many different paths that you can take in order to get to where you want to be, and going through that path may also lead you to not end up in the results that you saw in the beginning. Like, my career, I thought I was going to be an opera singer for the rest of my life, and then realized I freaking hated living out of a suitcase 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And then I really did love being a homebody, and I love teaching.
Yeah.
Like, teaching is like the love of my freaking life. So why wouldn't I just do that instead of just sing? And so anyway, back to what you were asking about, like, how does somebody find their sound? Do you have thoughts?
I mean, I have a lot of thoughts. I think that what we're talking about is incredibly complicated and messy. It's at the intersection of economics, capitalism, industry,
patriarchy,
culture,
art, which is incredibly individual, and then also process versus product, authenticity versus performed authenticity.
Yes.
And then monetization of individuals, which is a weird late capitalism thing.
Yes, I constantly tell my students, like, you are the product. Like, you as the human.
Which is pretty weird.
But that's where we are.
That's where we are.
So it's like all of those things. And then what I think is the special thing about singing in the human voice is that it is our bodies, which are one-offs. We're all unique bodies. It's not a Steinway, it's not a Roland, it's not a guitar that's mass-produced, which
It's a
are
Stephen.
different.
It's a Stephen.
It's a unique
It's
thing.
a Jeremiah.
And so you have this
Megan.
body, and you're the only one who has it, and it's your only voice, and yet you're also a human, and other humans are singing, so you can learn from them, and you can imitate them. It's incredibly messy and complicated, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, we're humans and we grow, and so there is a process, and you find your voice through process. You can't just hope that it's there. I mean, in a few cases, it's just magically people are born singing without any barriers, and we love listening to them. Great, but for most people, you gotta work at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we're going to end today with saying our websites. I'm Megan Gillespie, and you can find me at megangillespiestudio.com. You can also find me at conversationalenglishpro.com if you are an ESL professional or someone who speaks English as a second language, who performs or sings or is a public speaker or leader, and you want my help. That is what I do. Jeremiah?
If you are a conductor or a singer, you can come to selvystudios.com, S as in Sam, E-L-V as in Victor, E-Y studios.com. Also on social media, same handle.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been talking a lot about singing today. A lot of these questions are about singing, but conducting has a lot of similar things. So come check me out.
Stephen?
Singer and teacher, basically here. You can find me at stephenlancaster.com.